So I've been teasing this deck, I think, for a couple of the readings, but for your reading today, water signs, I am actually going to use the Luna edition of the Ethereal Visions deck. It is a slightly reimagined version of the Ethereal Visions deck, which is already an exquisite deck. But this deck has been redesigned, some of the cards, to be more inclusive of different body types and different ethnicities. So that's pretty cool. And to purify the space, I have this Florida water that I got at the 99 Ranch, so that you can see. I believe that it's from China, so a Chinese brand. USM Spray Itch Relief Floral Water, Florida water. And I wanted to give it a try because the traditional Florida water is, of course, a very effective tool, but I like to try new and different things and see if I get a similar result. This has a lot of the same ingredients, but it also has like snake gall extract and things like that. And it smells really lovely and a little bit medicinal. So there we go. Yes. Lovely, 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 lovely. And I will be in between the readings. I do apologize. I have a bit of a frog in my throat today. In between the readings, I'm going to be flipping the cards over. And then when I go over to the extended, I'm going to be reading all the cards together for the collective water sign energy. And I'm going to be additionally scrying more messages. So if that's something that will be interesting to you, I invite you to join us over on the members section of the channel. So we will start out with the sign of Cancer. I am going to shuffle the cards a bit just to make sure that they are thoroughly mixed together. Cancer, if you would go ahead and set your intention, and also think about things you'd like to bring into your life in the new year, and just kind of relax. Just relax. Think about the positive aspects of all these things in your life. Don't really worry about how they're going to come to pass or anything like that. Oh, so I'm going to show you the bottom card from this. We have the Death card, and it's in the reverse as it lies. The death card in the reverse can be about stagnancy. It can be about waiting for a change, an imminent change that is not yet occurring. It can also be about a huge change that was made in the past. So we'll see if that energy comes out again. And now, of course, I have to shuffle the cards again a little bit more. Okay. Interesting, yes. Yes, that makes sense. Yeah, here we go. These cards are holographic too, which I really like. The original were gilded, illuminated, but these are full holographic. All right, Cancer. So let's get into it. In the current position, remember we had that death card jump out. Well, we also have the Eight of Wands coming out in the reverse. And the Eight of Wands reversed is very similar to the death card reversed in a few key ways. First of which, they are both about endings. Death, it's about a transformation, but it's also about endings. The Eight of Wands, then, of course, 8th house energy, death card, scorpionic energy. The Eight of Wands is a closure also, so there could be a situation for which you are seeking closure. The crossing card for this, Cancer, is the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords is also very similar to the Death card and to the Tower card and these Mars energies and scorpionic energies. Because, of course, the Tower card being pure Mars energy, then we can also bring in not just Aries energy and the new beginnings, but scorpionic energies and endings and transformations. So what we're seeing here is that you are pushing for a transformation, for an ending to something, and you're kind of right there on the precipice and you're waiting for this to occur. Here in the past, we have the Empress card in the reverse. Now, the Empress is a card of feminine creative power, the divine feminine, and all of the creative energies that come along with pregnancy and giving birth. And that can look all kinds of different ways. That can be the beginning of a project and something that you actively have to nurture as it comes into fruition. So it could be a pregnancy for some of you, but for others of you, it could just be a project that you have nurtured and that has developed into its fully fledged self over time. Now, this card is showing up in the reverse in the past because I think that whatever this represents, this particular project is already fully grown and has left the nest, so to speak. And so there might need to be some kind of closure there at the end of this project. And that might be what you're waiting for at this time. Down here in the Imam Silai, this is everything that's going to be leading up to the eventual destiny. And here we have the King of Pentacles. Now, the King of Pentacles is very financially successful, but also that the King of Pentacles can be a little bit set in his ways through that Earth sign energy. King of Pentacles is heir of Earth, so there's the logic, there is the communication skills of the air energy, and there's also the groundedness and the material wealth aspects of the Earth energy, and would be considered like a very balanced kind of a energy, as far as like the air energy is kind of like in opposition to the Earth energy, the way that fire energy and water energies are in opposition to each other also. So this could be you sitting in a place of financial success and stability. From your perspective, however, it doesn't look like you see that. We have the Two of Pentacles here in the reverse, and the Two of Pentacles can mean a few different things. So, for one, it could be about a business partnership, and because this card is reversed, either you do not currently have a business partner, but have been looking for one, but it could also be the dissolution of a business partnership. The Two of Pentacles is also specifically about balance. We do have the infinity symbol here depicted on the card, showing that particular, that when an ecosystem is in balance, that it can exist into perpetuity. That when that balance is achieved, it will remain like that until something knocks it off of its balance again. But in that state, there is an infinite quality to that it is sustainable. I beg your pardon. Here, from an outsider's perspective, we have the Ten of Cups, and it's coming out in the reverse. So the Ten of Cups can be an emotional completion. And it coming out reversed like this, sometimes it can be about the end of a relationship, whether that is a marriage or a friendship or another type of relationship where you have emotionally bonded with another person. Somebody might see this as the ending of a friendship. And they might think that parts of it are about money. Parts of it might be about money, but I think for you it was about the balance, the equity. So not just an equity of emotion, but an equity of resources. And that's not always just money. That's also time and energy. And Cancers do have a tendency to put themselves out there for other people because they crave that emotional reciprocity. Here in the future, we have the Ace of Pentacles, and it's showing up in the reverse. But to me, what that says is that a new opportunity for money is going to be coming in, but that you don't see the mechanism yet by how that will happen, by which that will happen. And so this could be somewhat off in the future. And there are other things kind of hinging upon this. So here in the hopes and fears, we have the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man showing up in your hopes and fears, especially in the context of the Death card popping out in the reverse. The Death card popping out in the reverse is very much like a regression to the Hanged Man, actually. You feel like there's stagnancy. You feel like people are going to be making unjust demands for you to sacrifice things. And so that might be kind of where your mindset is right now. And the way that I do my readings is I put the cards in the corners for the Celtic cross spread. And so the hopes and fears ends up diagonally opposite to your perceptions of the current state of affairs. So those two cards are often pretty closely related. So, yeah, I think for you, the hope is that there will be balance there and that you will come out of this stagnancy. The midheaven position. Again, how we had this Ace of Pentacles in the future. Here in the midheaven, oh, and of course the King of Pentacles in the Imam Sili. So this is going to lead your coming from a place of abundance, because that is one thing the King of Pentacles excels at. He's coming from a place of abundance. And could be an earth sign. King of Pentacles could very well be an earth sign. But what is occurring up here in the midheaven position then, coming in the future, is this Four of Cups. So you're going to have options opening up to you. And I think any of these have the potential to become that Ace of Pentacles for you, Cancer. And in the final outcome, this is where I really like to see this card and how I really like to see it. You have the Five of Cups, and it's coming out reversed. So I think that you're going to be leaving all of these disappointments behind you, and that things will be moving forward. And for a Cancerian, I think that it is extra important to know that you will be leaving these disappointments behind you, because I think that the Cancerians of all of the water signs have a tendency to be very vulnerable to their interactions with other people, and therefore disappointment, especially at the hands of others, is more of a trouble for Cancerians than for some of the other water signs. It does bother the Scorpios, but the Scorpios have a way of redirecting that, if you get my meaning. And then the Pisceans are mostly focused on their inward self first, and then are able to use that in their communion with other people. All right, Cancer. So that is your reading for this particular cycle. And now let's move on to the sign of Scorpio. We didn't have the Death card come out in the reading because it came out before, so that card still has the potential to come out in the Scorpio reading. And just turn these cards over, because remember, we will be looking at them again over in the members section of the channel in the extended reading. All right. So Scorpio, just relax and sit back. go ahead and set your intention, what it is that you would like to work on toward the end of the year, possibly toward the beginning of next year. All right. And mostly focus on the relaxing. Don't think too much about problems that are coming up in your life. We can work on solving them, of course, but I'd like for you to spend this time thinking mostly about the things that you want to accomplish and achieve. All right, Scorpio. So now these cards are shuffled. Oh, interesting, interesting. Powerful, powerful cards coming out. Oh, interesting. Yes. Yes, I see now. Everything is much more clear. I apologize. It is not thundering outside. All of those noises are coming from inside of my stomach. So I apologize for that. And the first card we have coming out for you, Scorpio, is the Star. Now, the Star is coming out reversed here. And I think that in the current environment, there are some things having to do with your hopes and dreams that you feel like are very possible, but that you have not yet figured out how to grasp, how to really latch onto. This is crossed by the Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands is fire of fire energy. So being able to rush into situations full of energy, perhaps being a little hasty in the process. Here in the past, we do have Aries card, the Emperor. So it's possible for some of you that that you have Aries in your chart. Aries is about beginnings and about the self. The Emperor is a strong organizer, a strong leader, can be a little strong-handed at times as well. So where we're looking at the Emperor sending in the cavalry, right? Everything I hoped had not come to pass, and so I'm sending in the cavalry. Here in the Imam Silai, this is what we are looking at as far as how are things going to end up progressing such that it will bring us into the future. Sorry, I'm trying to remember to write down my timestamps. And in this placement, we have the King of Cups. The King of Cups is showing up here in the reverse. And the King of Cups could be you showing up in the reading, Scorpio. The King of Cups is a strong provider, a very paternal presence. And when he shows up reversed like this, there is the potential for emotional manipulation. And I'm not saying that Scorpios are the only ones who are ever guilty of this, but it is a trait that is sometimes associated with Scorpios. I have a Scorpio moon, so if anybody's going to be emotionally manipulative, it's possible that it could be me. Now, this King of Cups in the reverse, in the Imam you could be feeling possibly like you're having a hard time being a good provider right now. There could be situations in which you are not being as nurturing as you would prefer to be. And I think it has to do with your expectations for other people. The star is Aquarius's card, and it has to do also with some of these Aquarian traits. So the way that you get to be famous, the way that you get to be very wealthy is through your interactions with groups of people. And where we have the star card in the reverse, this could have to do with a group of people or with your interactions with your social group. So having the King of Cups here in the reverse, it could be that there is a group of people for whom you are trying to provide or you're trying to be nurturing. You could be a teacher, you could be working in customer service. There are a few different scenarios that this would fit into. And trying to provide that nurturing environment and doing so quickly and doing so expediently and doing so with the proper, bringing the proper energy to the situation with that Knight of Wands. In the past, I think you were very much in control of this situation, and there are elements of that that do remain. Here in the perspective of the self, so this is your perspective on the current situation, we have the Three of Cups in the reverse. And this again is dealing with your friend group, your peer group. The Three of Cups in reverse, you might not be surrounding yourself at this time with maybe the best influences in your close-knit friend group. Three of Cups can also speak to a third-party situation when it shows up in the reverse. You might suspect a partner of infidelity. I don't see a lot there in the reading that necessarily speaks to that, because these are the perceptions that you yourself are going to have about the current state of affairs. You might feel like your friends are not up to snuff, or that they are not providing the positive reinforcement that you feel like you require to Scorpio. These are possibilities. From the outside looking in, we have the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is about surveying the land. It is about charting a course and navigation, and it is also about your planning process. This gentleman here, looking out over the ocean, maybe he is looking to see who's coming, maybe he's looking to see any number of other things on the horizon. Are there storms coming? What is the sun doing? Because of course we think about the sun being very constant, but the sun does stuff too. And so having this Two of Wands in an outside perspective, looking in on your current state of affairs, I think that people see that you are in a planning process right now, Scorpio. That is progressing into this Three of Wands in the future. So all of this might be for naught. Now, the Three of Wands is not as strong of a card as the Star card, right? Because the Star card is major arcana. But the Three of Wands does tell us that what it is that we seek is coming in for us. We will be obtaining what it is that we're looking for based on the energies that we have been putting out. And now look here, when we put the Knight of Wands together with this Three of Wands, then we're going to end up with the Four of Wands. And I'll show you where that's coming out later. But first, we're going to talk about the hopes and fears. So in your hopes and fears, we have the Page of Pentacles. A lot of you could be looking for a new job right now, or looking for a new way to make money. The Page of Pentacles is kind of a employment card, but this could also be about stocks or cryptocurrency. It's a little bit different from the Ace of Pentacles, in that the Ace of Pentacles marks the beginning of a cycle. But the Page of Pentacles marks the offering. So the Page of Cups is an offering as well. It can be anything from a job to a date to a romantic gesture to a gift. The Page of Pentacles is pretty much exclusively about a financial offer. So that is what you are hoping will be extended to you. And now we're going to talk about the Four of Wands. So here in the midheaven position, we do have the Four of Wands showing up. And the Four of Wands is a card of celebration. It is a card of a certain kind of completion. So this is a happily ever after, and we know there's going to be a sequel. It can also be a card about marriage. Now, because we have the King of Cups here in the reverse, in the Imam Silai, if you want to get married, I do think that the possibility is here on the table. And it's going to depend on how you are expressing your emotional states. So there might be a little bit of room for some emotional manipulations on your part that would lead to a marriage. But that's going to be up to you, and it's really, I think, it's up to you also to surround yourself with the people that you feel like are going to bring the best out in you. And if you find that you're surrounded by people who are either not challenging you or not kind of like the vibe, the higher vibration that you feel like is going to bring abundance into your life, it is your responsibility, Scorpio, to find those people and to nurture them. So while this card is showing up in the reverse, it is in the future position. So I think that this is a potential that exists for you, but for right now, it's just a potential. And it's going to be up to you, Scorpio, to bring that into fruition. And finally, Scorpio, we have this Six of Cups in the upright. So if you have been waiting for something to return from the past, whether it be these energies or something else that you've put out there, it very much looks like some kind of investment. But not just an investment in property or anything financial. you know, we've got this King of Cups in the reverse here, but this Six of Cups with these children, this is usually about something returning from the past that you're very emotionally attached to. So this could be that as a provider, as a nurturer, where we have the Emperor here in the past in the upright, and you feel like maybe you've been a little taken advantage of in the current state of affairs, and that's showing up in the King of Cups reversed in the Imam I think that very soon, because these cards are both in the upright, you're going to be seeing the return that you have been looking for on that emotional investment. All right, Scorpio, so that is your reading for this particular cycle. And I'll just be turning these cards over, turn these cards over, and see about what time it is. Now we will move on to the Pisces reading. Pisces, thank you for joining me today, and I hope that you're liking the new rotation structure of the readings, in which Pisces is not always the last sign that I do, because of the way that everything's going to be rotating. Will be the last in the video, but you won't have to wait to the very end of the reading cycle necessarily, as I'll be trying to get these readings out on an ongoing basis, right? So, let's see. All right, here we go. So, lots of major arcana coming out for you, Pisces, right off the bat. And remember that when I finish each reading, I'm turning these cards over so we can go over into the members section and analyze everything a little bit more and use the crystal with that. So just thought I'd mention that again one more time here before your reading. Here in the current state of affairs, we have the Wheel of Fortune, and it's in the reverse. So this might be a time where you've had a string of bad luck or just kind of feel extra clumsy. It could have to do with the crossing card too, which we have the Magician here. And the Magician is a card about law of attraction. It's about being able to manifest and bring things into your life that you desire. The Magician is Mercury energy. It's an air sign card. Here in the past, we have Mars energy, the Tower, and it is in the reverse. So this card could be showing up in your reading, Pisces, because something catastrophic has turned your world upside down. But I do think that you've come through this particular crisis, and now you're on the other side of that. You kind of see it as a misfortune, but that you're moving on and you're trying to get back on your feet. You're trying to turn your luck around. So that's what I see here with the Magician and the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse coming out of this Tower card in the past. Here in the Imam we have Leo's card. So maybe some of you Pisceans have some Leo in your chart as well. This is the card of strength. So I do see you persevering at this time. And, the Magician and the Strength card both have aspects of manifestation to them. The Strength card is about being able not just to be physically strong and capable, but also about mastery, persuasion, finesse. So at this time, Pisces, I think you are embodying some of these different properties, and that they are helping you to move forward through the wreckage of this tower moment, whatever that was in the past. Here, from your perspective, we have the Page of Wands in the reverse. So if this tower moment involved a romantic partnership, the Page of Wands in the reverse could have been somebody who was very sexually motivated and immature in the relationship. So for some of you, if you are looking for love advice, that would apply to you in this situation. Otherwise, the Page of Wands is somebody who's very eager, but doesn't necessarily have a lot of expertise in whatever area they're trying to get into, but has the energy to put into learning. But when we have the Page of Wands reversed like this, you could have been in a situation yourself, Pisces, where you felt like you didn't have what it took energy-wise or creativity-wise to break into a certain situation. So that might have caused this tower moment for you. That's not necessarily the case. I mean, obviously, if you are calling upon the Magician, the Strength card, you have so many major arcana cards coming up in this reading. So I do see a lot of strong energies here for you, Pisces. But this Page of Wands might just be your perception. And I want to reassure you, if that's how you've been feeling about this, that I don't think that's really the case. Here, from an outside perspective, we have the Seven of Swords, and that's in the reverse. So a lot of different signs today in the Earth sign readings too have been getting this Seven of Swords in the reverse when it comes to other people's perceptions of them. People see that you are not easily fooled, that you are not easily taken advantage of or tricked into something. So you might be feeling some kind of way about it, but I think that for every one thing that happens that you are able to perceive ahead of time and circumvent, that maybe 7 others were being plotted. 6 or 7 other plots might have been afoot, and you had foiled 6 and fallen for 1. Here in the future, we have the Six of Wands. This victory is coming in for you, and you don't see how this is going to manifest yet. You don't see it yet, Pisces. That's okay. Let's get into it a little deeper. Here in your hopes and fears, we have the Ace of Wands, and this is pure fire elemental energy upright. Now, take this in contrast with the Page of Wands in the reverse, which is your perceptions of the current situation. So now the way that I take this is that you might feel a little powerless in this situation and wish for more energy, more fire. But with the Strength card showing up here in the upright, I think that you do have quite a bit of power in this situation. And whatever this Seven of Swords represents, this trickery, this guile that has made you feel otherwise, is going to be exposed. And that is when you will see this Six of Wands victory coming in. In the midheaven position, now we have this Ace of Cups in the reverse. And this is the promise of a new emotional start for you. And because it's up here and it's in the reverse, that means that it's still kind of up in the air, but it's a potential that you have, Pisces. And it is going to be contingent. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to slurp. It's going to be contingent on your ability to maintain this calm and collected demeanor, right? Because that's one thing about this Strength card. That very serene facade that the person on it is expressing. So if you're able to hold it together, you will be bringing in this emotional renewal. And finally, Pisces, the final outcome of your reading, if the question that you're asking is, should I stay or should I go? The answer is that it is time for you to walk away. We have here the Eight of Cups. And I think that once you do walk away from whatever this situation is, you're going to get this renewal, this new beginning, and you will also be seeing this Six of Wands victory. All right, Pisces. Well, thank you so much for stopping by for your water sign reading today. Any of you who are interested in additional guidance, you can join us over on the members section of the channel. I'll be uploading that video shortly. And until next time, I hope to see you again.